Hey everyone, welcome to GenCon Day 2. My name is Doug. I do Victory Condition Gaming. We are doing an actual play of Vaesen tonight on both Free League Publishing's YouTube channel and Victory Condition Gaming. Let me introduce myself if you are tuning in for the first time and you just kind of tuning in and seeing this face. My name is Doug. I do Victory Condition Gaming. We do actual play content and review content on YouTube. I also do two weekly podcasts and a radio show in Burlington, Vermont on Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m. Every week. And I also do work for Free League. If you were at PAX Unplugged or PAX East or Gamma Expo, you probably saw me there. I was originally supposed to be at Origins and GenCon and running their booths this year for the first time. And of course, now we are dealing with GenCon Online instead, which is awesome. And I appreciate everybody that is tuning in and tuning into the content that we're creating this evening. Before we start, let me just say, if you're watching this on either channel or both channels, please hit that like button and the subscribe button down below. That helps us grow our platforms and helps get these games noticed a lot more than and it just helps with everything. And we really greatly appreciate it. We have big plans for the Free League YouTube channel, which we will be announcing probably tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern when we do our actual play of Alien, which I'm very excited to be. I'll be participating in that. I will not be GMing that session. We have an awesome GM, Dave Samark from the Effect Podcast. Will be on, and he will be joining us to GM Alien tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. And we're really excited. He's an excellent GM, much better than I am. So he's just phenomenal. So if you can check that out tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, please tune in for that. We've got a lot of really great stuff coming up for this YouTube channel for Free League. Let's talk a little bit about their announcements that they've made this week. They're really excited about everything that they've got going on. Of course, July 28th, which was just a few days ago, Vaesen released officially. This is a beautiful book. If you have not checked this book out, it is amazing. It is just really beautifully done. It's Nordic horror in Scandinavia. Takes place in the 1900s. We'll be doing an actual play of this in a little bit. So definitely, if you haven't got a copy of this, I put a link in the description of the video. You can go to Free League's web store and order this and much more through their web store. Or you can also have your friendly local game store order these, as well as many other Free League products. Just make sure you mention that to your friendly local game store, and they can have them in. So July 28th, this became available for release. July 29th, they made the announcement that Alien Destroyer of Worlds, the cinematic scenario, the box set, that will be releasing September 8th. So that you'll have more content for Alien coming up really fairly soon, which is awesome. We're very excited about that. Andrew Gaska has been put a lot of effort into writing that Destroyer of Worlds, so it will be available here a little over a month. July 30th, let's see here. Crypt of the Melafide Mage, of course, for Forbidden Lands. If you haven't picked this up and you like Forbidden Lands and that system, this is a great 4-adventure site book that is just, again, really beautifully done. Definitely check it out. Forbidden Lands. Let's see here. Today they made a big announcement for Twilight 2000 4th edition, which Free League has announced previously that they were going to be doing that, or making 4th edition and publishing it. And they have announced that their Kickstarter is now going to be August 12th. So be on the lookout for that, August 12th. So that's only a few weeks away. Very excited for that. That's just been, we've as soon as they made that announcement, we've had a whole bunch of feedback and a lot of folks that are just really, really excited about that. So thank you very much to the folks that are excited for that. Of course, if it's Free League, it's going to look beautiful, and it'll play incredibly well as well. So I'm really excited for Twilight 2000, August 12th on Kickstarter. Make sure to you can follow Free League on Kickstarter, and check out their website and follow them on Facebook and Twitter. If you follow them at Frialigan, it's FRIALIGAN, and then that way you can stay up to date with everything that they've got going on as well. So let's. I think that's all we've got for announcements. A lot of stuff coming up from Free League, as you can see. We are going to be doing an actual play of Vaesen, which I have not GM before, so I'm going to tell everyone. I'm very excited for this, and I'm a little nervous, but I hope you all will enjoy it. Let's bring in our players. Let's bring in... we're going to bring in Morgan. And add Doug. Oh, no, I guess I'm trying to shuffle myself around.
You're just bringing everybody in at this point. It's fine.
There we go, just like that. Everyone, thank you so much for coming on and being a part of this actual play. I'm very, very excited to have you all. Let's just go around the screen, I guess. Let's just make sure, Morgan, I want to make sure, are you 3 feet away from your monitor?
I don't know. I can't reach it with my hand, so.
Okay, because I'm 3 feet away from mine, so that should make 6 feet because we have to socially distance correctly.
I got tiny arms. I can't reach.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
Throw dice at you through the screen.
All right.
A dad joke right there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
What's worse, I didn't get it until he said the social distance thing. I was like, oh.
Well, thank you everyone for coming on and being a part of this. Let's just go around the table, around the screen, I guess, and introduce. I'll have you introduce yourself. Morgan, I'll start with you since you're next to me on the screen.
Yeah, and you're accusing me.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Morgan. My pronouns are they, them, and she, her interchangeably. You can find me on all the socials as Serena Bezos. I don't know what else you want me to say, Doug. You're just
that's all right.
threw me to the wolves.
I just kind of just throw it at you.
Yeah, I'll add more stuff later.
Okay.
That's all you need right now.
Sounds good. That's Emily. Thanks so much for coming on. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, my name is Emily. I'm also known on the internet as Anthrama. I am 1/3 of the streaming group of Dice and Games. We help build other channels up and provide content both to our channels and other people's channels. So if you need a dame in your game, hit us up on Facebook.
Nice. Excellent. Let's go down to Will Munn. Thanks for coming on and giving part of your evening to play Vaesen.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Hi, everybody. I'm Will, and I am an RPG writer. You can see my stuff in Zoro the RPG, which recently released and should be going out to all the backers right now. It'll go into distribution pretty soon, too. And you can also check out my Kickstarter from my company, Adepticarus, that's coming out in next month. It's called Arium.
Woo! Excellent. Eric, you're up next.
Hey, I'm Eric. I own the Frozen Ogre game store up in St. Albans, Vermont. And yeah, I'm here right now, and I've got some people playing Warhammer 9th edition.
Nice. Excellent. Eric has a great store and is a big fan of Free League games, and I'm very excited to have him on this session with us. And last but not least, Mitchell Wallace. Mitchell, thanks for coming on and being a part of this actual play.
Yeah, it's obviously my pleasure, and thank you, Doug, for being so assertive and kind of bringing me on and stuff like that. So Awesome stuff. Always happy to be here at Victory Condition Gaming. If you don't know me, I am Mitchell Wallace. I'm the marketing director for Helmgast, Black Void Games, as well as Imagining Games. I'm a writer as well. Recently came out with Shadow of Sol, little mini campaign called Into the Flames. I also won the Symbarum contest for writing, which we did Rite of Passage a couple of weeks ago, which was really fun, among some other things. So feel free to check it out online. You can usually find me at Penny for a Tale. which is kind of my TTRPG marketing company. And yeah, if y'all need anything, let me know.
Nice. Well, let's just give you a brief rundown as to what Vaesen is. I kind of told folks a little bit about what it is to start out with. It is, look at this. I can even change so that I have a bigger screen than you. I'll put it back, I promise. Vaesen is Scandinavian folklore from like the 19th century. You play as like investigators who kind of have this sight that can see these magical or mythical creatures that nobody else can see. Vaesen kind of coexist with humans, and it's a pretty awesome game. It uses the Year Zero engine system for the game, and if you're not familiar with that system, it is a D6 dice pool system. Basically, all the players have an attribute. And there's 4 attributes. There's physique, precision, logic, and empathy. And then they have skills based off of those attributes. There's agility, close combat, force, medicine, range combat, stealth, investigation, learning, vigilance, inspiration, manipulation, and observation. And the way this game works is whatever your rank is in your attribute, and whatever your rank is in your skill, that's how many D6s you're going to be rolling. And you want to roll for 6s. And 6s are success, so you get 1 6. That's great. You succeed. Usually, unless something's really hard, then maybe you might need 2. But you want to roll for a 6. If you do not roll any 6s, you can re-roll, but you're going to be taking a condition. And then there's physical conditions or mental conditions. You get 4. If you get 3 of those conditions and then you add a 4th, then you're basically broken and incapacitated, and someone has to help you get revived and all that. Well, but that probably won't happen. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Let's just go around. We'll go back around, and I'll have you introduce your player characters, and we'll get going. Mitchell, I'm going to have you go first since you went last round.
All right. Before you stands a 66-year-old strapping young man with abs of steel, pecs to die for, long, wavy, immaculate, curly hair, and much of this outfit that you see before you. His name is Orla Quinn, a vagabond who has seen some stuff and hopefully will be able to survive the next coming weeks, hopefully for his 67th birthday, which is just on the horizon. One last job, hopefully, and then he'll blow out his candles.
Nice. Eric, who are you playing this evening?
I am playing Alexander Backlund. He is a young, haunted man, pale, long, dark hair. You would probably call him emo by today's standards. He was attacked by the Night Ravens and gained the sight. In the process, he sees more than he should and was forced out of his village, makes his way the only way he knows how, and that's just a little bit more than the law allows. So he's doing his best.
Excellent. Will,
yeah,
introduce Carl to everyone?
Absolutely. So I'm playing Carl, and I'm not going to try and pronounce Carl's last name because that would be madness. However, everything that Orla has in physique, Carl lacks. I'm going to put that, actually, we'll do a picture being worth 1,000 words. This is Carl. So he's got sort of scraggly, wavy white hair, beard. He is a doctor by trade who's come through a lot of things. He spent time where he had some addictions that he worked through, and he's also spent time as a socialite. So he's kind of a weird dude, and he has a dark secret. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but maybe you'll find out.
Excellent. Emily, you want to tell us a little bit about Rita?
Yes. So Rita is actually a servant. I served my last master faithfully until he met a demise that was far too soon and far too violent. And unfortunately, after that, I had a hard time finding any work anywhere. So reluctantly, I have taken work with the doctor. And unfortunately, I am not a very good surgeon assistant. But work is work. And hopefully the same fate that befell my last master does not befall this one.
Lydia. Morgan. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Lydia?
Thank you, my child. I will. My name is Lydia Nystrom. I am a sister of the Heavenly Church of God. I'm fairly young. I'm in my early 20s, but don't take my youth as ignorance about the world. I'm a fairly knowledge woman. Short brown hair, but with a compassion and conviction of my faith. Trying to think what else you need from me.
That's good. We've got to start. That's good. I will just 1 second. We're getting some breaking news. Best layout and design. The Ennies are going on right now, and Mork Borg just won best layout and design. They won the gold Ennie for that category. So we want to congratulate the team behind Stockholm Cartel and Johan Noir for winning the Ennie, the gold Ennie for layout and design of 2020. So congratulations to the team behind Mork Borg and Free League Publishing for that gold Ennie. That's awesome. I'm very, very excited for you.
Pretty game.
Yeah, it's an amazing book. We did an actual play of it last night on the show, and it was
just weird.
Yeah, it is. It was
awesome.
Yeah. So
also, I just got an update. They also got gold best writing for Mork Borg as well.
They got gold best writing so they 2-time gold Ennie. Congratulations. Thank you so much for keeping us posted, Morgan, by the way. That's awesome. Hopefully we'll have I know Alien is up for a few awards, so we'll see what transpires later on this evening. We'll try not to cut in and out as much as possible. So, but I always like to that was pretty awesome to see that come in as we're live. Now, usually with this game, you set up a headquarters. You are already part of a society. Basically, you've all kind of found each other. So you are your own society, headquartered in Uppsala. So let's just start right in. We're just going to dive right in. Usually, you would set that all up and create that. Since this is a one shot, we're just kind of bypassing that a little bit. You are all in your headquarters, and let's just go right to it. You are in your headquarters and you receive a letter. It is sealed in red wax with a seal that says Clint. The letter contains a handwritten note advertising a play, The Dance of Dreams. You open the letter and it says, The Dance of Dreams, a shadow play of horror, murder, and revenge. Let yourself be enraptured and terrified by shadow theater with clockwork as amazing as that of master constructions on the continent. Watch as evil smiles, good people go to their doom, and spirits come to life. Follow Oscar Hort's encounter with the Black One, his struggle, and finally the betrayal which claimed his life. Hear the tunes of the enchanted flute that sends souls dancing to hell. The show will premiere shortly at the Witch Cat Inn. Not for the faint of heart. On this flyer is a note that someone has written. It says, meet me tonight at the Witch Cat Inn, Olas. So at this point, you're welcome to kind of prepare for this journey to the Witch Cat Inn. Maybe you want to do some learning, try to do some research before to learn a little bit more about the situation that you're headed into.
Yeah, I mean, after Orla does his 500th push-up, He kind of gets up and looks over at the note, looks out the window wistfully into the dark, cloudy night. I think it's about time I go see my old woman, Claire. And so I'm going to use my talent, which is well-traveled. So once per mystery, I get to make a manipulation roll to create an NPC. So I am creating Claire.
Claire, okay.
My one of a wife who we have since divorced. She is a little bit younger than me, about 65 to my 66. But yeah, I'm going to go inquire about her, and of course invite everyone else because the emotional support I'm going to need for this endeavor is great.
Sure.
She might know something. Oh, but I need to roll to see if she wants to kill me or is in dire trouble. Which is empathy plus manipulation. So that is 7 dice. Come on, dice roller. Okay, I got 1 success.
Okay, so what were you trying to do with her? You were just trying to learn something from her.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn more about this this weird play we have been invited to. From her, see if she might know a little bit of the underground.
You know that Shadow Theater originally originated in India and China, where it was practiced several centuries ago before Christ. It basically takes cutout paper figures that are held up to a light source and creates shadows on a cloth screen. A really skilled puppeteer could manipulate the puppets in the light so that the figures appear to be alive. And the art form came to Italy in the 18th century and continued to spread across Europe. Artists in England and France have experimented with clockworks to create automated shadow theaters. So basically, she tells you what a shadow theater is all about.
Does anyone know the author of the note?
You could probably roll for a learning roll if you wanted to, Eric or Alexander, and see if you could get a success.
Not me. It's nobody I would know.
It's nobody you would know?
No.
Okay.
May I take the note and go and read it to Carl, because she doesn't even know if Carl was paying attention at the time?
Sure, absolutely.
She'll read it and she'll linger on the name. Does this name sound familiar to you, sir?
I don't know. What was the name again?
It says Clint on the back of it.
Clint. Do I know?
Give me a learning roll.
A learning roll. Excellent. Holy crap. I'm good at that.
I was thinking you would be.
What are we looking for?
6s.
Yeah, I got 1.
Okay, excellent. Also, anybody that rolls success here, you also get an advantage, which you can use at one point during this whole session, and it gives you a +2 dice. So it's basically you're calling upon something to give you even more success, and you can use it at any point during this whole one shot that we're doing. So you know that there is a private detective in town in Uppsala named Olas Klint. He has a small house in the middle of the city, and he has made a name for himself as an expert in cases involving the occult.
Well, he's a man that knows things about the occult, I suppose. Could be useful. Sounds harmless.
Surprised that Alexander hasn't heard of him already.
Agreed.
He's someone who's involved with the occult. Is there any reason he should be safe dealing with such things?
There's nothing safe about the occult, but as for why I don't know of this man, occultism is not a social sport, if you will. We all have our own pieces and parts to play, and as I'm doing this, I'm consulting my crystal ball for clues. I can use observation to fish in the crystal ball.
Okay.
2.
You have 2 successes?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you look into the crystal ball, and it shows you a vision of the Witch Cat Inn. It appears to be at a crossroads. It is. You also kind of see some of the history when the society was rebuilt after the Great Ulo fire at the end of the 18th century. The inn was used as a gathering place, as the innkeeper at the time, Puri Harjula, who was also a member of the society, he ran it for pretty much for your society back in the day to use as a gathering place. And now that as you look into this crystal ball, it flash forwards to present time, and you see a younger 40-year-old man who kind of resembles the older man that used to use it as a gathering place, and he appears to be running it now.
I see that the society has ties to this inn, the Black Cat Inn Theater. Perhaps the owner's son has some answers for us. That is all.
Love it.
I think Lydia steps up and she's like, well, if that's all, you always leave an air of mystery to what you say, don't you? I think we should be on our way then.
All right.
I'll get Claire. And I go pick up my crowbar, kind of bring it along with me.
Okay. Yeah, so you set out to journey to the inn, the Witch Cat Inn. Now, just read the journey text, because that's what I do. It is fall when you leave Uppsala in a coach heading south, and there's a terrible storm raging. Black clouds blanket the sky, with the wind howling and rain and hail pouring down, leaving you soaked to the skin. Lightning cracks across the sky, and thunder makes the horses rear and whinny, but the coachman drives them up with his whip. The journey takes about 3.5 hours, and the storm grows increasingly violent as you get closer to the inn. Through the coach window, you see Lake Malar in the west, its foaming waves splashing against the shoreline. Traveling through a pine forest, you see tall trees being knocked to the ground by tempest winds or split by lightning strikes. In flashes of lightning, you see large rocks among the trees, moss-covered lumps staring back at you. Suddenly, the Witch Cat Inn appears at a T-junction surrounded by woods, with Lake Malar to the north and west. It seems to be the only building around. The coachman is eager to drop you off and continue to his route south to Sigtuna. Halfway between the inn and the small community in the distance, you see a lonely church tower protruding from the trees.
Rita immediately opens an umbrella and tries to shelter Carl from the storm.
Okay. Excellent.
Well, it's good that you were actually here this time, or I might have gotten wet.
As you say, sir.
Yeah, Orla just kind of kicks it open. Flash of lightning rages behind him in his white soaked shirt.
Ola, we must find you a shirt that actually fits.
No. I don't have the money for it.
Excellent.
We will find the money for it.
So do you all get out of the coach at this point?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you do, the coach just takes off south. And up against the barn, you see a kind of probably a 40-year-old gentleman with a pointy face. And he's sitting there in his coat, and he's leaning up against the barn, and he's smoking a cigarette. Kind of takes one last puff and flicks it and proceeds to stride over to you.
Yeah. Orla will quickly go over and pick up that cigarette and trying to get that last bit oh, thank
Orla.
God.
You must be the folks that I sent the letter to.
Rita will look to Carl. Is this Clint?
Is this Clint?
Yes, my name is Clint.
I think that was a Will the Doug question, not like a character question.
Yes, I know. So you got the flyer that I sent over to you.
Yes.
I've heard of your society, and I know you see things that others cannot, just like myself.
Oh, I see. You are like us then.
Yes.
Oh,
You have the sight.
I
you've
do
been through
indeed.
multiple divorces over the years.
Olas continues to tell you that I have visited this inn the last couple of days, and there are strange things going on here that I cannot explain. I saw things that no one should see.
What type of strange things?
Just shadows that move, and the visitors that come here say they have these horrible dreams, and just so much unnatural stuff is going on here that I need help figuring out what's behind these things.
Yes, Clint. Understood. But it is raining. Could we take this conversation inside, possibly? Carl is getting wet.
Someone going to get me a pint?
You won't like me when I'm wet.
He says, absolutely, let's go inside. So at this point, you go into the front of the building there, the inn, and that will bring up our first map.
Map.
There we go. You open the door, it creaks open. It also kind of falls off the hinges, which is unusual.
Useless door.
You open, and there is a large dining room there, and you see multiple tables. There are a few folks that are there's one person sitting at each table, and there's a person behind the bar, and a couple folks serving beverages.
Should do something about that door, Clint.
Rita heaves a sigh of relief that he didn't direct that at her. Fix the door.
Clint says, "It's not my door that I need to fix."
Where is the stage?
There is no stage.
Okay.
You see behind the bar there is an older gentleman. He looks about 40, a large long beard, and some dressed fairly nice. And he gestures you in, and he says, "Come in. Make yourself get out of the rain."
Is he the person from my vision, the younger man?
Yes, he is indeed. You recognize him immediately as that person.
Are you the son of Pierre Harjula?
I am not the son. No, I that is my grandfather.
Off one generation, so close. Our visions have come to. We were drawn to this place.
What do you mean?
He's cold. Needs a hot drink.
All
right.
It will be revealed.
So he pours you something warm and hands it over to you.
Hey, how about me? I need a pint of something heavy, something to take away the sadness.
He'll serve you a pint of mead or whatever you've got there. Whatever
Yeah, I'll point
Orla
at the bottle
is
that looks
yeah.
like gasoline or.
Oh yeah,
something
absolutely,
like that.
absolutely. And he hands it over to you.
It's on her tab. I'll point to like Morgan. Oh, sorry, Lydia.
Is there like a fireplace here at all, or in the area?
There is. Yes, there is.
I think
and-
Lydia's gonna go over to it and just try to warm up a bit,
Okay.
try to dry off. Is there anybody near it by chance?
No, there doesn't seem to. There's various tables in the dining room. Each one has one person sitting at them.
Okay.
There's probably three people in general, just sitting at one at each table.
Okay, I think she's just gonna like people watch for a second and just try to warm up a bit.
Okay.
Carl would go over to the fireplace as well to warm up a little bit by Lydia, if possible, and he's gonna lean over to her and say, "Why is Alexander talking so much? You know I don't like it when he talks. He disturbs me.
I understand how he disturbs you. He also is quite off-putting to me as well with the strange things that he's into, but I guess he saw something in the crystal and he's going after that lead.
Yes, seeing things. Most disturbing."
Usually if it isn't a voice from God itself, then I don't believe it. Or see with my own eyes.
Carl, she's like unnaturally close to your elbow. You probably didn't even know she was there.
Oh, you're here.
Yes. Why don't I go to the kitchen, fetch you both some tea, and see what the servants have to say about the weird goings-on instead of just your old friend?
Thank you, my child. That'd be great. And having Lydia call Rita child is weird because Rita's older than her.
Rita's older. She's got a little bit of gray in her hair. She's got like that stockiness to her of someone who's used to working. Yeah. Okay.
Child God. Everybody's a child.
Yeah, everyone's a child.
So you see that there's two like almost like servers that are attending to this dining room. One is like a younger lady. She's probably in her late teens, and another one is a male that is probably around the same age. And they're kind of tending to the tables and going to the kitchen and back and going to the bar every once in a while.
Do they look like they're busy?
They're fairly busy.
Okay. She'll catch whichever one comes closer.
Okay. We'll say it's the female.
Okay. Dear, I see how busy you are. My friends require tea. Do you mind if I use your kitchen? I don't want to put more burden on you.
She goes, no,
I can
do that for you. I'll just my dad doesn't like anyone in the kitchen.
You won't even know that I'm there, and I'm gonna try and manipulate her into letting me.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so I don't have a very high manipulation actually, but I got 1/6.
Nice. Yeah, she says, "Oh, all right. Well, I'll let you go. I'll take you to the kitchen and show you where the stove is, so we can get your friends some hot tea."
Yes, thank you. Don't want to be a burden, of course.
My name's Sophia, by the way.
Sophia, that is a wonderful name. Can you tell me, Sophia, has there been any? There's rumors. Has there anything been going wrong? The door fell off when we walked in, for example.
This whole place seems to be falling apart, and my dad works very, very hard at trying to keep it up, but for some reason things just keep deteriorating, and we can't figure out why.
That is odd.
Orla kind of raises his glass. You see, girl, oftentimes the longer you live in life, the more you realize that this house that you're in right now is really an embodiment of our own lifestyles. Decrepit and deteriorating over time. At one point, it probably could have had a beautiful family in it. maybe even some kids wandering about seeking education and a beautiful life. But now look at it. It's just depressing.
Orla, why don't you do some push-ups?
What? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And he kind of takes off his jacket and 602 while also drinking.
Sure.
Really impressive, honestly. I'll see if I can find you a straw.
No, I'm good. I like it on my lips.
So Sophia takes you back to the kitchen and lets you make some tea for your friends.
Is there anything that I can observe, like examples of things that are just like deteriorating that maybe shouldn't be?
You notice that when you turn the knob for the stove, it just falls off, and maybe the window pane for the kitchen is cracked.
Sure. Go ahead.
I want to ask the innkeeper did your grandfather leave you any notebooks or journals, anything of his writings that he passed down to you? And I'll fix him with a weird eye, which has no mechanical effect.
Sir, what? My name is Samuel. I'm the owner of this establishment. Why are you asking me such questions? It's none of your business. My grandfather. This inn has been passed down from generation to generation. It is our duty to serve this community with this inn.
But what you didn't know was that your grandfather was a member of our society as well.
Sir, if you're going to talk that way and talk of such things, you can leave this establishment right now.
I didn't.
Hey, Boyle, you're not going to be talking to Alexander about that. He has every right to be here.
Oh,
Sir, I have given you nothing but hospitality and a dry place to sit and enjoy and weather the storm. We do not talk of such things in this establishment. If you would like to, if you talk of this stuff, you may leave. This has no place here in this inn.
Hey, Kara, hold me back.
Orla, he speaks from ignorance. Leave him be.
You lucky I got my boy Carl here, holding me back.
And at this point, he raises a rifle and says, "We'll see who's ignorant. Get out of my establishment now if you're going to talk of such things."
Now, is there really any need for that? Come, Orla, you strapping young lad, come stand here between me and Alexander so I don't have to see him.
Oh, you're with this folks too?
Yes, he gets excited. It's nothing.
Then you can leave as well.
It's raining, sir. Could you please?
Give me a manipulation roll.
Yeah, I'm on that.
How many people would anybody like to help him?
Yeah,
I'll help because I think Lydia comes up and she's like, "I am so sorry that my friends are brash as they are. They don't really speak to many people outside of our own group, so they really don't know how to have social understanding." And she just gives them like a look.
All right.
And Orla's in the background, just kind of like his pecs are almost ripping the top of his shirt as he's just like getting ready to pounce.
All right. So yeah, we'll give you a plus 2 on this roll for manipulation.
If this goes badly, then no roll tonight will go well.
We'll just leave you here.
Doug, a quick question.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Just like rules, if you have a +2, you get 2 more dice to your pool, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Just making sure I understood that.
Yep.
So that is 3 successes.
3 successes. So at this point, Samuel or Sammy, I guess is probably what he's mostly known as. Sammy lowers his rifle and says, "It is raining outside pretty heavily. If you agree not to talk about this, I'll let you stay and you can spend the night."
I go and sulk in the corner.
All right.
I imagine that Rita comes out right at the tail end of all this nonsense, and she's holding like a tray of tea, and she's just like confused at why everyone's so hostile all of a sudden.
And we'll say that Sophia also comes out along with you, and she's just like petrified as she sees that her father is just so irate and treating guests this way.
I'm gonna lean over and like kind of whisper to her, has your father been deteriorating as well?
No, he just...
This behavior is normal?
He has a short fuse about certain topics.
I see. I'll go and give everyone tea.
Okay.
Including Orla, and I'll pointedly like move his alcohol a little farther away. Hydrate.
Hey, whoa. You know the alcohol is the only thing keeping the sepsis away.
Hydrate and then alcohol.
Alcohol is liquid.
She shakes her head and moves on. And then she'll she'll talk to Lydia and Carl and tell them about how this place is deteriorating. They're fixing it up and it's falling apart as quickly as it's put back together. Okay. And it seems supernatural.
Excellent, sure.
And about the society. That's the subject he's so touchy about.
No doubt it must have hurt him sometime in the past.
So, she at this point, Sophia goes over to Sammy, her father, and she says something to him. And Sammy says, "Sophia, we'll discuss this in the kitchen right now." And they proceed to go into the kitchen and rather quickly.
That's my cue to sneak around and look for stuff that I'm not supposed to find.
Okay. There are other patrons in this establishment. There is an older gentleman who has a what do you call the priest collar there? I don't know what it's called.
It's just called priest collar.
Okay, he's got the priest collar on. He's an old gentleman, and there's like a young lady at one of the tables, and there is kind of like a middle-aged man at another table.
Ooh, an old man, you say?
Sure.
Orla will saunter on over there.
Okay.
Taking his drink and leaving the tea where it is.
Okay.
Well, actually, he'll pour out the tea and put the alcohol into it, so he looks a little bit more refined than usual.
Okay.
Approaching this old man, he'll take off his hat. Never have I seen such visage, such as yours, here tonight. May I join you for a drink?
He motions for you to sit down next to him. Yes, my friend. My name is Jonathan.
Orla Quinn.
Nice to meet you.
You as well. So what?
Sorry, my friend. My friend there is a little testy behind the bar.
It's okay. I've never met a bartender who wasn't testy. I've had so many guns pointed at me. Sometimes it's all I dream about in the night. But tell me, what brings you here on this sad, hot and cold night?
Wow, this is the only place to get a drink. And he kind of like slaps you on the shoulder.
Yeah, he doesn't even move. He's got like these shoulders swole as fleek, which is amazing. Have you heard about this the show that's going on? The shadow puppets and such. Arcane horrors.
Shadow puppets.
Yeah, right? Hey, Alexander. Come on over here. You know this sort of thing.
Alexander is slipping off. I'm slipping off into either that servant's bedroom or upstairs.
Okay.
Picture just eyes around the corner and then he just disappears.
Right. Just like,
Sure.
no.
He's
not-
keeping some of that one. All right,
away.
Carl. Come on over here. Come over here, my friend.
What is it that you require, Orla?
You're here to tell him about the shadow puppets. This is Carl right here, a learned man, a socialite of sorts with a physique that any painter would enjoy on canvas.
Right.
You mock me, sir.
I do not, Carl. You know my feelings towards you. It's always
So
been
at this point, Jonathan shakes Carl's hand and says, "Thanks. You know what? We could use gentlemen like you around here. This place just keeps falling apart. It's been just kind of just deteriorated the past year, and we can't. Just doesn't matter how much we keep up fixing the floorboards. And as you can see, look at the roof right here. Look at." And like he points to there's water dripping down from the ceiling, even though it's on the first floor, it's still dripping, and it's like going into this big pot in the middle of the floor.
Can I reach the ceiling if I get on a chair?
I don't know. Give me some sort of roll for that.
Let's see. Physique. What is it? You want to do like agility or force?
Yeah, give me agility.
You got it.
I don't know why I'm having you roll for it, but I am.
3 successes.
Oh yeah. You stand up on top of the table, and you can you totally put your hand onto the ceiling on the first floor.
Yeah, I just kind of pulled down on it to see how like.
Yeah, it just crumbles down.
Parts of it falls on the floor.
Parts of it fall over the table. You know, Jonathan's like wiping it. It's like, oh man, Sammy's not gonna like to fix that.
This whole thing's going up. How's the term that I can say? Going to heck in a basket of some sort.
So, what were you saying about shadow puppets?
Yeah, Carl.
Sounds really artsy.
No, have you ever heard of the Allegory of the Cave?
No.
Carl. Tell him. I'm gonna get another drink, and I'll like slap Carl's back.
You read the letter yourself, Orla. Why, Rita?
Not really.
Rita,
Yes.
come tell this man what he wants to hear.
Yes, just a moment. And she'll turn to Lydia.
Yes.
My patience is shot. Why don't you go see if you can hear what's going on with Sophia and her father?
I will. I was actually thinking about talking to the father over there, and she points to the man with the collar on.
And she'll sidetrack and go to Carl's aid.
Okay. Yeah. So you go over and talk to Jonathan. What do you do? Kind of curious as to how you.
So she'll defer to Carl first. You wish me to read him the letter?
Whatever you think. Yes.
You've got a letter? Hand it over. Let me see it.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Let me see it. I'm Jonathan. Nice to meet you.
Jonathan, what is your relation to this place?
Well, Sammy, he's, we do a lot of stuff together. I own the farm, a couple down the road.
Are you a farmer?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been attending this establishment?
I mean, Sammy and I grew up here. I knew his father.
Disarray?
It hasn't.
Gestures
No, it's just
to the problem that Orla has created.
Yeah. It seems like it's just a never-ending struggle to keep this place tidy and not run down this last year or so.
Just the last year. Anything particular happen around these parts in this last year?
No, not really. Well, I mean, there was that thing with Sammy's wife.
Sammy's wife.
Yeah. We don't really like to talk about it, though.
Well, Sammy's not here, so we have our chance, don't we?
Sammy's
Is he
not
have
gonna-
dust all over his face?
Oh yeah. He's just
Produce what's it called? A handkerchief, and she'll offer it to him.
okay. He'll
sure,
kind of
give him the handkerchief.
Oh, I didn't recognize you with the dust. She'll find another handkerchief.
You got one more.
Just a wad of bandages, really.
So he starts wiping his face and he kind of looks over at the kitchen door to make sure that Sammy's not around, and he tells you of Sammy's wife Nora. Sammy's wife Nora had a strong interest in the unknown, and she was a very talented artist. At the start of the year, she started seeing strange figures in the night, and claimed to hear footsteps in the inn. At the same time, she had a fight with Sammy about inviting actors and singers to the inn. Sammy also detests. Pretty much, Sammy. He tells you that Sammy does not like any form of art or any talk of the unknown.
Should have left Alexander in the barn.
He also goes on to tell you that Sammy's wife Nora left Sammy to join a traveling theater group, and up until a few months ago, he didn't know where she was, but then he got a letter that said that she had passed.
There's a little tear on Orla's eyes, kind of going down his cheek as he looks at his cup of alcohol.
All right, Lydia, what is Lydia doing at this point?
I think she goes over to the priest over sitting there, and she's like, "Excuse me, Father, is a seat taken?"
Oh, please.
And she sits
Join
down.
me.
She's like, "Oh, what a fantastic evening to find you here, of all places. Oh, do you frequent this place often, Father?"
Fairly often. It's a nice place to stay, and it gets me away from the church every so often. And Sammy and Sophia, they're good folks.
So you've been frequenting this place for a while, is that correct?
Yes, you could say that.
That's fantastic here. I'm new. My friends and I have heard of some information that some inklings that have been going on here, so we decided to come and see if we could help with anything.
Well, I hope that you help that poor Sophia girl. She's lost her mother, and she hasn't really been the same these last few months.
I understand. Loss is just a terrible thing for a person. Have you been trying to help her at all, or?
I mean, as much as I can with my job, but my church needs, needs me for many different things, but I try to help when I can. That's Sophia. She's just like her mother. I fear she's just got so many of the same interests and so many. Yes, poor Sammy just wants her to take over this place, because it's been in their family for quite some time.
I've heard, yeah, it's quite an establishment. It's quite historic, if I should say, this building.
Yes. It's a shame about its condition.
Has it always been like this, or has it been getting
No, for years. It's quite the place to stay. I don't know why. As of the last year or so, it just seems to. Sammy's been putting in a lot of work to keep this place up.
I see. I understand. I'm getting very distracted by the things in the background, looking at the two of them off in the distance. And she shakes her head and is like, I wonder why that is. That's so odd that a building's falling apart all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope that Sammy can get through to Sophia. She's just she has these episodes where she just kind of talks to herself, and just kind of, you can just see her like losing herself in thought, and she spends so much time in this, just working at this place, and then she just disappears into the attic for some reason.
Oh, interesting. I will definitely, maybe since I'm probably closer to her age, and I can have a softer word with her and see what may be going on, and hopefully help her heal her heart in whatever capacity it needs to be.
Yes, hopefully.
And she just pats his hand gently, and she's like, "Thank you, Father." And
oh, thank you. It was lovely chatting with you this evening.
My name's Lydia. Lydia, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I am Father Nils.
Nils,
Yes.
pleasure to meet you. I will be speaking to you soon. And she
Thank
just
you,
gets
thank
up
you.
and starts. I guess because they're still doing whatever they're doing over there.
Sure.
I think she's going to start heading towards, I guess, the kitchen to hopefully catch Sophia.
Before you get to the door, you hear arguing. You can't really quite tell what's being said, but as you get closer to the door, you hear Sophia shout, "Dad, this is exactly why Mom left." And you hear a slam in the door, and then you hear stomping footsteps up the stairs.
I think with that, what's my character's name? Lydia, it's right there, is going to quietly just start following up behind her.
Okay.
Now, is Alexander up the stairs, like pressed against a wall, trying not to be caught?
Okay. So do you want to give me some sort of stealth roll to make sure you don't get seen by Sophia as she's going up the stairs?
Yes.
Two successes?
Two successes.
You duck in one of the. We'll bring up the second floor map if I can find it. There it is, right here. You go up the stairs and you duck into that room that's next to Sophia's room as she comes up the stairs, and you hear from behind the door that you've ducked behind. You hear you don't hear anybody going into. You don't hear Sophia going into the room next to you. You actually hear a trap door come down from the ceiling, and then a ladder being put up, and then she climbs. And then you can hear somebody climb up the trap door, the ladder to the trap door.
Does she pull it up behind her?
No, she leaves it down.
Then I'm going to go and find out what's going on.
All right. We'll wait. We'll wait for everyone else here. Just a second. All right. What is everyone else doing?
Keeping Orlo for destroying the rest of the ceiling.
Okay. Sure.
Question though, do I see Alexander following her up the stairs? Or up into the attic?
You know that you do not. You actually you kind of come up around the stairs as Alexander kind of just comes up
Out of the way, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. How much can I see of the?
You don't
the
really
next
see anything
floor
of
with
the
this
top
kind of-
floor. You just see it's like the plaster that's kind of getting pulled down as you're wrecking the dining room, which is
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of real quick, just give it a nice
okay.
punch to see kind of like how well
it's
how well it is.
still fairly solid, but it just kind of it rains down a lot of plaster. Like you see a lot of plaster dust that comes down.
I reflexively open my umbrella this time and prevent it from
Nice.
falling on Carl.
Absolutely.
Orla kind of gets it in his drink as he's doing it, and he just drinks anyway.
Okay.
Ola, you realize that you may cause the building to collapse upon us, crushing us instantaneously.
No. Like Samson, I'm going to hold everything up together and make sure everyone's safe.
Samson. Of course, why didn't I think of that? Samson. And she turns to Carl like, can you believe this guy?
As it's at this point, you notice that the who's down in the dining room at this point? You've got Carl, Rita, and Orla. You notice that all the residents or all the people in the dining room start nodding off and start falling asleep.
Oh. Who's at our table? Jonathan?
Jonathan, yes.
Is Jonathan also falling asleep?
Jonathan, all of a sudden, from where he's sitting, just
That is strange. Are they
falls
unwell?
asleep.
Some sort of poison? I must check. What is going on?
And I'll go over to Jonathan and see if I can figure out, what's happening to him,
Yeah, definitely punching him in the face.
like
Whoa!
medically.
Yeah, there's
No.
no reaction when you punch him in the face.
Does he have you
Yeah, just like right. That's like breaking his nose.
Why are you doing that? He's.
Orla, but the doctor works now. More push-ups, please.
It's also at this point the light in the lamps in the fire dim down very, very low, and rather than be like an orangey yellow flame, they become this like light bluish flame that doesn't seem to create any heat.
Hi. Look like it's about time.
Time for what?
Time for the saints and sinners and for the divides between them.
Also, can I have everyone that's in that room roll me a fear check, please?
Okay.
Never. What's the fear check?
You either can roll logic or empathy, however you think
Okay.
you can make it fit. And you need at least one success.
Yeah. Orla stares empathetically at his own muscles, the things that keep him going through everything. So 3 successes.
Wow, yeah. You notice that this is not natural, and you are okay with it, I guess, for the time being. But you are very curious as to why this might be taking place.
Does his guns just look so good in this light?
They do.
Yeah.
That the blue just kind of, although it's starting to get rather cold in this room without the heat, so you might want to you might need to put a shirt on fairly soon.
No. What is this? No.
So do you three want to do anything else while you're down here now that everybody is asleep?
Yeah. Orla will move forward, and as he does, he's kind of like ripping off the last remains of his shirt as he tosses it to the ground. As he approaches a fire, his hand kind of getting close to it enough to get burned. He says, Be a devil, then show yourself. I've fought you before, and I lost.
Yeah, nothing happens. You just burn yourself.
Rita, Carl.
Pour your beloved alcohol on it.
Come here. I'll look at it. There's nothing I can do for these saps.
Can I check the kitchen? Because that was last where the father was, correct?
Correct.
Sammy?
Yes. Go ahead.
Sir, I'm going to just check on Samuel.
Do what you will.
She'll hurry over there
Mhm.
and carefully, so the door doesn't fall apart, creak it open.
You carefully open the door, but it's still kind of shakes and rattles, and the top hinge kind of falls off unexpectedly.
You break
and
it
just
off?
it kind of gets the attention of Sammy, and he kind of turns around sharply at you and says, "Can I help you?"
Can I do any sort of like observation to see if he's doing something weird? Like, or if maybe this weirdness is tied to his emotions because he was so upset?
Sure. He's not really doing it. I mean, he's just kind of cleaning up, and you can tell he's just still kind of bothered from this argument with his daughter more than anything else.
She'll like cautiously step in and shut the door so he doesn't have a chance to see how freaky outside is.
Okay.
But there's nothing blue in here, and it's not cold in here.
No, not really. I mean, it's kind of it's not. I mean, the fireplace would probably heat the downstairs, so he might notice that he's noticing that it is getting a little chilly, and probably he's thinking in the back of his mind that he needs to kind of put some wood in the fireplace.
Okay. So she'll say, I'm so sorry. I couldn't help but hear the fight, and I just wanted to make sure that you're okay.
I'm fine. It was a disagreement between a father and a daughter when I'm trying to get her to become a responsible adult to take over this inn.
Yes. I was once that child. Don't worry. She will see the light.
I hope so.
Have you been... I'm so sorry. I know this is a very sensitive topic for you, but there's some weird things happening out here, and I don't mean to alarm you. I just wanted to know if that's been happening around you?
You mean people coming in and having drinks?
And falling asleep while the lights turn blue, and she'll open the door so he can see?
At this point, he'll go into the... and his face just changes, and he becomes almost expressionless, and he becomes so stricken with sadness and guilt that he just looks down at the floor and says, "What have I done? This is... I can't believe that I did that. I don't deserve to live anymore."
Oh, I'm sure
it's not. No, it's not. I can't. Why did I do such a thing?
Sit down. You need some tea. And
No.
and maybe a splash of something stronger. She's taking a note from Orlo's book. How about we talk this out, and maybe we can come to a proper resolution instead of one that revolves around no longer existing.
All right, give me some sort of manipulation roll for that.
Oh, buddy! This is... Okay, one success.
One success?
Yeah.
Okay. He eventually takes the tea and kind of sips it a little bit and kind of puts it down, and all of a sudden you see his eyes kind of slowly fall asleep.
No. Get back into the kitchen. Back into the kitchen.
And he's just out cold.
Damn it. Carl.
I'm looking at Orla's hand. What?
He did something horrible that he feels terribly guilty about, and then he fell asleep when he drank my tea. Probably not related to the tea. I hope it's not related to the tea.
No, I drank the tea too.
Carl, Carl, you might be careful with Rita. Maybe she is possessed by some ancient spirit. Something that's putting everything into
Rita's
sleep.
not possessed by anything. She's far too incompetent for that.
Oh, wow. That's I didn't know how bad it was between you two. No, I'm gonna step away from this. My hand's fine.
So at this point, we'll cut. Let's get Lydia back in the mix. Lydia, what do you do? You see one of Alexander's legs go up, and kind of you see the last go up the last couple rungs of the ladder.
Confused and concerned why Alexander's going up the rungs to the attic. I think Lydia's gonna like follow as well, because she's like, "What is he doing up here?" And yeah, she's gonna. Start
You
making
get
her way
to
up
the
as well.
to the attic, both of you, and you see Alexander at the top there. And let me get the. There we go, just like that. The attic is very cluttered, full of all sorts of trunks and boxes and books. Yeah, and there's this curtain that goes almost across the attic, and yeah, you can kind of see what's going on there.
We can't see what's on the other side of the curtain, though.
You can't. No, not yet.
Okay. Can we hear anything from the other side?
You hear a young lady moving around.
All right. When I see Lydia coming behind, I say, "Shh."
She's just gonna give you like a. What are you doing here?
Also, you'll
Kind of
notice that the lanterns in this attic are also blued, like the fire and the lanterns down in the dining room.
Yeah, I point at the blue ones, and yeah, come on, let's go.
What are you doing? And she's just gonna like look at him confused and just follow behind, just like
Yeah, come on. So we're gonna sneak over and look behind the curtain.
Okay. You see Sophia rearranging some of the mechanical things for her, the mechanical clockwork things for her performance, which is, you're assuming, is going to take place.
Right. Is she the source of the esoteric energies in this place?
I'm not going to tell you that.
All right, then. Fine, be that way. Let's do this another way. What do you got, Lydia? Let's
what do I have?
I
What
don't
do you
know.
mean?
Are you?
I'm pointing at her like, hey,
Oh, okay.
what
Yeah.
are we doing? What are we doing about this?
I assumed that question was out of game and not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think she's like,
I
let's
love
see if I can get anything from her, but I needed it to be alone.
Okay.
Fine. I'll go poke around on the second floor again.
Or you can just be at the other end of the hallway. I just need to see if she'll give me a small confession.
No, I'm gonna go ransack people's rooms. That's all. I'm gonna go soak off.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay.
What a hissy fit. No, I'm just gonna go ransack some rooms.
Yeah.
Man.
You're not even my real group. You're not even my real party.
I'm out.
So I think once Alexander leaves, I think Lydia's gonna go to the end of the attic just to seem like she just came up here and be like, "Sophia, are you up here?"
Hello?
Oh.
Oh, are you here for the show?
Oh, is that what this is up here? I I didn't mean to overhear your argument with your father, and then I heard you come up here, so I just wanted to check in on you to see how things were.
Yeah, oh, things are fine. I'm just getting ready for the next performance. Would you like to? You wouldn't like to see the show, would you? It's called The Dance of Dreams.
I would be interested in it, but I do want to just check on seeing how you are with everything, especially with that argument you just had.
Yeah, that's my father. He thinks that he doesn't get this. This is my dream right here. This is what I was meant to do. This right here. You know, I came up with this idea I had a dream a few months ago that I was supposed to do this. And here it is. I can't wait to show the world this theater of dreams. This dance of dreams.
I see. And you and your father doesn't like it, from what I'm hearing. Is that right?
No, he does not. He doesn't approve. He thinks that I should just grow up and become the owner of this inn. That's not what I want.
So I
want to be like my mother was.
You want to have more to your life. And I'm like, as she's doing that, Lydia's just reading her and just trying to like get more information. And I kind of want to use Confessor, which means when I'm using observation, I use observation instead of manipulation when having a confidential conversation. So she's just keeping an eye out, and if you need me to ever roll anything, just let me know.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
So just let me know when I need to do that. But she's just like, I understand. You want to set your own path instead of the one that's being put before you. I get that.
Are you here with anyone?
I am.
I saw you come in. I saw you come in with others.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they would like to see the Dance of Dreams?
I am sure they will. Let me see if I can do the Alexander. She like.
I still have some things to set up. So why don't you get your friends, and then I will put on the show for you.
Oh, okay. All right. I will be there. We'll be back shortly.
Excellent.
And Lydia's just gonna be like, she's like, I guess we're watching a show now, and like just confused, like, and starts going down the stairs to find Alexander wherever he ran off to.
Okay. Alexander, what are you doing at this point?
Poking through rooms. So at the bottom of the trapdoor, I don't know whose rooms these are. Even though I really want to head to Nora's room, I don't know.
You don't know that it's hers. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Probably. So I did already go in the room by Sophia's room, so I'll probably start with either Sophia's room or the one on the bottom of the map.
Yeah. All of these are unlocked, and you can look in them. And the 5 empty rooms are, they are basic, standard, just rooms to rent. Most of them are tidy and neat. They've got beds and dressers and basic bedroom furniture, maybe a chair or so. Sophia's room has it's basically it looks like her room. Sammy's room also looks like his room for the most part. And that room that is up above the stairs, the larger room, that door is locked.
I am going to pick the lock.
All right. Give me let me see if I can find it here. There should be some sort of let's do a stealth to unlock that door.
Alrighty. So that's 8 plus 1 for lock picks.
Okay.
6, 7, 8. I figured this is just all that Alexander does when people actually go around investigating. He just slips off and does this. I only got 1 success though.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that you pick the lock and you hear a little click, and the door opens. At this point, Lydia comes down to the stairs and sees you as you start to open the door.
Yeah. This door was unlocked. We should check it out.
And we'll pause just at that moment, and we'll give Emily, Rita, and Carl, and Orla a chance. What are you three doing at this point?
So how's your hand now, Orla? Is it better?
My drinking hand's fine.
Well, you're a strapping man, and we should go and see whatever has taken the others. And, frankly, I need you to stand in between me and Alexander. So, should we go?
You want me to carry you up the stairs, eh?
I think I can
You
carry
look so
myself
old
still,
and
thank you.
Weak-boned.
Yes.
I think that is quite enough, Orla. And she's going to, if he'll let her, take his glass and quaff it, and then hand an empty glass back to him.
Excellent. I love it.
Yeah. Oh,
How am I supposed to do this sober?
you're still sober?
It's only been a couple pints.
She'll offer Carl her arm to go up the stairs.
Thank you, my dear.
All right.
Orla will pick up dear Claire, kind of start going up the stairs with it kind of strapped just above like his neck, almost like this. Kind of like, yeah, let's do this.
Awesome. At this point, you're going up the stairs. The Alexander is just opening the door to this locked bedroom, and Lydia also catches him. So you're all kind of getting together at this point as Alexander is going to open this door. What's
What
reveal?
on earth are you doing?
The great reveal! I say it again as you sort of start to interrupt me the first time. And then I see the door open to this room. I have no idea what's in there, and it doesn't even matter because this is like the moment of true magic.
Is it? Do you want to show us what the magic is
Yeah.
then?
What's in the room?
It is. You see, it's a bedroom. It looks like there's everything is very dusty. There is a large bookshelf and with plenty of books on it. And yeah, there's a bedroom. I mean, there's a bed and a dresser and a nightstand. Yeah.
Behold,
Incredible.
this stuff. No,
This
there's
dusty
something,
old room? Mm.
There's something here.
Whose room is that you've broken into?
What? Who said anything about breaking in? You didn't see anything. You don't know anything. This room
It's
was
not
open.
yours.
This room was open. It's obviously not being used right now, and I'm going to look around it.
Was it open before you got to it?
It is open now,
Now
and
that
I'm going to look around it. There's clues here. The visions have led me to this room. There's
Killing
something
your
in
visions
this
again, I
room.
swear.
There's something in this room.
You know, most men who spout the ideals of visions end up doing horrific acts in the name of them.
Do you all go into the room?
No. I'm
No.
holding Claire up like I'm ready to throw her at someone.
I'm going to actually discuss with Lydia and Carl as Alexander goes to ransack this room, looking for his portents and clues.
Okay.
So, as I was saying below, Sammy obviously has some guilt. I'm guessing it is in relation to his wife. It's so bad to the point where he believes he should not even be allowed to live any longer. Which, only leads the mind down dark paths.
We've all been down there before.
Well, if you do want to know that, from what I've heard, Sophia follows her mother's footsteps. And actually, and she points up to the trapdoor, is about to host the Shadows play.
Excuse me?
It's a little puppet show.
Oh, So the puppet show that was written in the letter,
Mhm.
and the fact that once the puppet show began, everybody fell asleep.
Oh, it hasn't started yet, so it must be. Yeah.
Everyone's asleep.
Oh, everyone's asleep.
Yeah, the lights went blue and cold, and we might freeze to death, but who really knows? And
Oh, that's odd. The lights upstairs were blue as well.
And the answers are in this room.
probably unrelated.
Alexander, that's when you notice that all the books in this bookshelf are all occult. It's a rather large library on occult topics.
I thought you said cult.
Carl, look at these books. Check this out.
I don't like that sort of thing. Are there any medical books?
No, they're occult books, but I stand uncomfortably close as I point them out. Look over here. Look at this one. Summoning demons for fun and profit? What is this about?
I bet
I'm
you could
sure
ask
only you
somebody.
would know,
if
Alexander.
I bet you could ask somebody if occultists were more social, Alexander.
Carl, did you go in the room, Carl?
Yeah,
To take a look at the books?
I guess so.
Why are you asking us these questions?
I just want to know. I just want to know who's in the room.
Who's in the room?
I feel like all TTRPG players have PTSD when it comes to questions like they're like, "Why did you ask? Why did you know how the will save is?"
I'm just kind of curious. That's all. There can't be any reason why.
Oh, yes. Of course not.
Do you go in the room?
Do you go in the room?
And I
So
I
right now,
think-
Alexander and Carl are in the room.
I think as Lydia sees Carl going in, she looks at Rita, she's like, and just follows in.
Okay.
Where he goes, I go, and she'll follow Carl into the obvious plot hook.
What are you talking about?
What?
Jeez, I tell you. Let's see. Let's roll a d6 and see what happens.
Hey, who's rolling that?
Carl all of a sudden becomes just stone-faced, and his breathing starts to gets really kind of heavy, and his posture, you can see his fists tighten up.
He's having a vision. He's receiving.
That's what he's got, and he is pretty old. Carl?
Carl, darling, are you
Um,
okay?
Carl, you also kind of get this tingling sensation in your body.
That means it's working.
But if it persists,
Is it in your left hand?
We should
all of a sudden, Carl says, "I know you're responsible for what happened, and now you've got to pay." And Carl, do you have any weapons or anything on you? I didn't even ask if what.
Hell yeah.
That's an excellent question. So I have my doctor's bag with me, in which I carry multiple scalpels.
Okay, yeah, you take a scalpel out of your bag and you charge Alexander.
Okay.
And you also tell him that you also claim that you hate everyone, and that they are not going to leave the inn alive.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I've been expecting this from him, actually. So I'm
just like close the door.
You're just like typical Carl.
that's so Carl.
Yeah. So Alexander, you're
Twisting out of the way.
you're twisting out of the way. Can you give me
diving.
some sort of roll for that?
Of course.
Tell me what you're going to use for.
I can use.
Maybe agility. Yeah, that's probably what I was going to say.
Sounds good. 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you dodge out of the way just in enough time, and all of a sudden, Carl kind of snaps to and kind of looks at his scalpel and wonders why it's in his hands.
Was there some autopsy to perform here that I was unaware of? What is happening?
Are you feeling quite all right, sir?
I feel fine.
Actually, you feel very icy and chill.
I feel cold.
Yeah, sorry, Carl. I forgot to tell you that.
And tingly.
I think as he's talking, Lydia's just going to gently take his hand and try to remove the scalpel from it.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll let it go.
Yeah. And she puts it back in the bag.
Well, you started shouting, and then you attacked Alexander.
Ugh. Are you making things up about me again, Rita?
No, it happened. I mean, you're terrible at it.
That's like Carl.
I, of course, would never lie to you, sir.
This poor man.
If I were to wager a guess, sir, perhaps
Guess away.
the spirit, an unhappy spirit, is the cause of this.
Are there
Yes.
books on possession here?
What's that?
Are there books on possession?
Give me an observation roll.
Yeah, no. My people don't observe things.
Can I look then if he's asking out loud?
Absolutely. If you want to,
look too.
give
you an aid dice in
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
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 give
So
2.
have-
Yep.
Yeah, have a couple more. Yeah.
I get 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah. You realize that this probably is the work of a revenant, which is a haunted spirit filled by hate that had wronged it in its life. And the revenant is mostly invisible, but usually it takes the shape of a monstrous being and with sharp teeth and claws. You also, since you got 2 successes, you also find a journal on the nightstand next to Nora's bed.
I knew it. I knew there was a journal. I thought it was the grandfather's, but it was close. I give it to Carl to read.
Okay.
Is
Perhaps I could hold your bag for you, sir, while you read that.
this surely? Is this a? So I just want to like Carl's here pondering how he kind of went MIA for a minute.
Sure.
It feels like sort of an opportune time for maybe his dark secret to come into play.
Absolutely. You do it. Just go for it. If that's what you'd like.
Okay. So he's so you give him this thing to read, right? This
Yeah, I've got a whole page that'll have
Okay.
Nora's journal in it. But
okay.
go ahead.
No, go ahead and do that. Let's do that. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you have? Okay.
I'll come back.
Basically, it's like a journal, like a daily journal that you find. I can read each and every one of this if you want, but it's going to take a little while. January 15th, I saw it again last night as I was on my way to empty the widower Rutger's chamber pot. The candle in my hand went out, and standing still in the dark corridor on the second floor, I could hear the floorboards move. Someone was walking toward me. I whispered my husband's name, and an unknown voice responded with a word I couldn't understand. The hairs on my arms stood up, and the blood throbbed in my veins. Finally, I dropped the pot and ran downstairs. My footsteps woke several of the guests. I had to spend more than an hour on my knees scrubbing the stench of Rutger's excrement off the floorboards. Sammy was angry. I didn't tell him I'd seen a ghost. It would have been adding fuel to the fire. January 17th. Do I really have myself to blame? I know what I did to Sammy, but that was almost 20 years ago. He gets so different when he's angry, and I go mute with fear whilst he demands answers. Perhaps I should know better than to upset him. But all I did was suggest that the sudden falling apart of the inn might have occult causes. I definitely shouldn't have mentioned the ghost. Now I won't be able to show myself to the guests for a week. The bruises around my neck can be concealed with a collar, and no one else can see the pain in my chest and stomach. But my left eye is purple like a plum, and my nose is swollen. I fear for Sophia. She is so much like me, and I like to tell her everything. But I'm afraid of what Sammy would say. He wants to eradicate all things artistic and sublime from his daughter's body, that which came from me. January 31st. I mentioned my nightmares to Sophia, and it turned out she's been having the same dreams. A man being killed, the murderer sneaking up behind him and cutting his throat with a knife. The body is buried in unconsecrated ground, and suddenly it is my body in the grave. I've been buried alive and can't get out. All I want is revenge, or peace in death. I wake with a scream. February 7th. The fourth time I saw him, I understood what he was whispering. It's not a word, but a name. Pyrie. After spending several days pondering the matter to Sammy's great annoyance, I remembered where I'd heard that name. Sammy's grandfather, who used to run this inn. His name was Pyrie Harjula. There are lots of old letters in the attic. Among them, I found a stack of messages all signed with Pyrie's name, written in code and addressed to someone in Uppsala. The code was easily deciphered, and now I've shut myself away in my room all morning reading Pyrie's love letters. Sammy is furious that I've neglected my duties. He's banging the kitchen walls and throwing saucepans against the floor. February 8th. I now know who the dead man is. Pyrie writes of his guilt and feelings of remorse over a murder he committed. He killed a man named Oscar Hort by slitting his throat. This happened during a meeting with 3 people from Uppsala. One of them was named Albert. Oscar was unwilling to cooperate, but but what he was meant to do, I am unsure of. They buried his body somewhere in our garden. Pyrie says that instead of having a priest consecrate the ground, they desecrated his body with magic. He fears that he has damned the inn and condemned himself to hell. March 1st. Sophia has been quiet and withdrawn for some time now. I sat to talk with her, and she told me that she dreams of setting up a theater. She wants to put on shows here at the Witch Cat. I think it's a brilliant idea. I've sent an invitation to the Troll Drums Theater Troupe, mostly to attract customers, but also to inspire Sophia. They will pass through here in early April. This time, I won't let Sammy get his way. March 19th. Sammy saw the letter from the theater director, and as I'm writing this, I have hid in the stable like a naughty child. He hit me with the fireplace poker. Everything went black, and I woke up on the floor. I lost the feeling in my fingers of my left hand. They are still numb. Blood, saliva, snot, and tears are running down my face, so I need to keep this paper away from my body to avoid staining it. I am so scared. April 3rd. If I stay here, he'll kill me. Tonight I'm packing my things, and I'm taking Pyrie's letters with me. I'll show them to Sophia when I come back for her. Perhaps we will return to the Witch Cats one day when Sammy has died or come to his senses. Then we can go looking for ghosts together. And that's the last entry in the journal.
I don't much care for Sammy anymore.
Was this being read out loud, or was this just...
It's up to you. It's Carl, would you like to, did you read it out loud, or did you keep that all to yourself?
Read it aloud.
Okay.
I think Lydia's going to be like, so there was a man buried here? Is that right, or was that elsewhere?
No, here in the garden it said Oscar Hort.
Yes.
He was the revenant.
And I think with that, Lydia's just going to turn on her heel and just start heading down the stairs.
What do we do against such a creature?
We have to bury it in consecrated ground.
Where do we have concentrated grounds? I guess a bar is holy.
No, Lydia can probably, or the priest downstairs if we can drag him out and wake him up.
No, I already punched him in the nose. He's not getting up anytime soon.
I thought you punched Jonathan in the nose.
There's a lot of punching going on down there. Okay, I got kind of mixed up in the enthusiasm of it.
Yeah, maybe the priest didn't get knocked out.
Well, everyone is asleep. So we could try that, or we could just have Lydia do it. Lydia is a wonderful priest.
Lydia's already got off and heading out, so...
Oh, Lydia!
Okay.
As soon as y'all told her where the garden was, I said she turned on a hill and walked out and started heading downstairs.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, let's go dig up a body in a rainstorm. This can't go wrong.
All right, so you go out. Of course, you go out the front door, and go around the front of the room, the front of the inn, and you go out back. Where would you like to go?
Wherever the garden is.
Lydia?
Like,
you don't really see a garden.
Yeah, that's because they put the cellar over it. We gotta go check out the cellar. Or you could check out the conservatory.
Maybe it's some sort of metaphor, like the garden is inside our hearts, growing, prospering like love.
Do tell me, how does one bury a person inside of a metaphor?
Question, Doug. Would it be like, could I use maybe learning to figure out, or observation to figure out like what looks a little bit different in the ground area?
Sure. Yeah, give me an observation roll.
Observation, okay. Don't mind if I do, because that's the highest. And it's empathy plus observation, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2. I've got 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you notice that pretty much there's a root cellar and a conservatory. You would probably guess that I would say probably the root cellar might be where a garden might have been or something.
Okay. Well, then start heading that way then.
Okay.
There's probably also a secret passage from the conservatory to the kitchen.
That sounds made up.
So are you all outside? Are you all following Lydia? Is that pretty much what's happening?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, she's the leader, so.
Yeah.
Open once again the umbrella.
There is a door to the root cellar. Yeah, that.
I open it.
Okay.
Reveal.
You open it. You open it up, and it appears to be it's a waft of like warm air and stench kind of rises up from it, but it's much larger than what you would think a root cellar would look like. It looks almost like a dark cave.
So, Carl, is this your first time digging up a body?
No.
Why do you ask?
Small talk before we go into a dark, deep, dank cave.
Doesn't really seem like small talk, Orla.
From my socioeconomic area, it is.
At this point, you hear footsteps kind of coming closer and shuffling from the front of the building and coming out one of this side door, and you hear them just kind of shuffling along.
Oh, Orla's like bringing back Claire, and the moment that person comes across.
Can you see who it is before you clock him, though?
Yeah.
No,
About
that
this.
requires logic, and his logic score is 0.
I got to make a special character with 0 in logic. It's awesome.
Oh.
You can definitely tell that they are the folks that were asleep in the dining room, and they're just kind of.
Go, Claire, go.
What?
I think Lydia's going downstairs and she's not seeing any of this. Like, she's just like, I don't have time for this. And she's just going to go. Yeah.
Sir.
Every once in a while, they twitch.
You don't see the evil that's coming at us.
They all kind of.
Orla, this looks like a problem.
Katya.
Katya? Wait, what? Speak up.
Don't get close. They'll choke. They'll choke you.
You guys go downstairs, and he'll kind of take his jacket off, standing bare-chested in the rain, kind of glistening over his well-toned abs as he drops his crowbar and gets ready for the brawl of his life.
Okay, so you're gonna try to take the one out that's closest to you.
Yeah.
All right, give me some sort of roll for that.
I don't wanna.
I'm actually very good at brawling.
Okay.
So I'm going to shake off the umbrella and hand it to Carl once he is, like, out of the rain. If you don't mind, sir, I do believe Orla requires some assistance, and I'll give him I'll give you your doctor bag again that I've been carrying.
Thank you, Rita.
Yeah. Orla, are you?
So I got 2 1s, 4 6s, and a 2. I forget.
All right,
what
that's fine. You just need 6s. Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
You're good. There's no ones with this with this version of the. So you're good. So how many 6s did you get?
4.
4? Yeah, you take your crowbar and you just
No, not my crowbar.
Oh, you didn't take
Crowbar
crowbar?
is really just for show and intimidation.
Oh.
Really, the weapon is his right hand and his left hand.
All right. So you take one of your right fist and you just wail back, and the poor Jonathan, who was the farmer there, the best friend, he just gets clocked right side the head, and he does one of those little things where he like spins around a couple times and then just lays flat on the ground.
Yeah.
Nice hit. Now let me try.
All right. And this is where you see the Father Nils walking up to you, and he's saying, Albert, Kadia, Helma.
I like how we're just clocking like slow moving targets.
Oh, yeah. And we feel super cool.
Yeah, it's like weekend aggression, like just shooting it out. We're fine. We're mentally stable.
Rita cuts a much less impressive figure in the rain. She's just this burly woman with graying hair and a wild look in her eye, and she's just gonna punch one hard. And then if she does good, she'll try and lower them softly to the ground.
Okay.
She has manners.
Manners make it man.
Okay, it wasn't actually that great, but I got 2 successes.
You got 2 successes? Let me see what I got. I got 2 successes as well. So I am going to say that we're kind of locked up in some sort of tussle where.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't done this before, the combat in Vaesen before. So I know there's something like you can do the dodge or the parry, and you have to choose which one you do. How does that work? Is that when you attack on you?
What's that? Sorry, I missed that last part.
Is that when you make an attack? So if I made the attack, would they have to do a dodge or a parry, and then if they make attack on me, I do a dodge and parry? Or is it like opposed attack rolls?
It's they're opposed attack rolls.
Cool.
Yeah. So what else is everybody else doing? What's Lydia doing? What's Alexander doing? What's Carl doing?
Alexander should join in the fray.
What's that?
Alexander.
I'm following Lydia into the root.
You're in the root cellar? Okay.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
I'm actually looking for like a turned over soils, some area of ground that looks bad.
You see along the walls are shelves of food, but they're all spoiled and crawling with maggots and bugs and rats. And there's like this strong wind of blowing for some reason, and fragments of Oscar's voice. You can hear whispering and then shouting, "Albert, my love, my right to decline. You were everything to me. You let Pyrie kill me, and I will, Kadia, Hilma. I've seen things none of you could ever My name was... I danced in Paris. And before you stands a young man who's very well-dressed in expensive clothes. He's just standing there in the cave, and his eyes look like he's just longing for love. And then all of a sudden, this young man looks over, and as he looks over, his neck bursts open as if it were just cut by a knife, and blood gushes out from it. And you can see him fall to the ground, and as he falls to the ground, he's trying to scream, and all he's just doing is just gurgling, and his body just, as soon as it hits the ground, just decays and decimates into the soil and is covered by maggots.
Lydia, the consecration.
Lydia and Alexander and whoever else is in there. Is Carl in there as well?
Mm-hmm.
Please give me a fear roll.
What do we do for that again?
That is either logic or empathy.
Empathy, yeah.
Empathy for sure.
Oh.
I have 1 6 and 2 1s. I don't know if those count here.
No, those do not count.
Okay, it's only when I push myself, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because I'm not there.
Got a big fat 0.
0.
Ooh, okay. What did Alexander get?
0.
You all are all of a sudden just so frightened and hopeless. You both have the frightened and hopeless conditions at this point.
Now would be a good time for Carl's dark secret to come in.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't do it earlier.
Yeah, it's good. So he gets just absolutely terrified, and you hear kind of his demeanor changes a little bit, and he sort of shrinks up a little, and his voice changes, and he says, "What's happening? I don't want this to happen to me. Why am I here? Help me." Yeah. So, and he's got the, which one? Hopeless?
Hopeless and frightened.
And frightened. Okay. Yeah. Doesn't seem like a voice that should come out of a 80-year-old man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back up to Orla and Rita. What
Real
are
quick
you guys...
before we do, I
Yeah.
think Lydia's going to look at Carl in confusion and then slowly head over to that area desecrated and take out her Bible and start doing that. So you can cut to
Okay.
the upstairs.
We'll go over to Rita and Orla now. What are you two doing?
Orla's going to look at Rita and kind of put his hands like this and say, "Let's do the guillotine."
Oh, she's, I think, locked in a fight with some guy.
Oh.
He's like got his hands on her, and she's
Oh, yeah.
like with him.
Absolutely.
Just
He'll go.
a moment.
He'll run and drop kick him. Or
Okay.
try to.
give me a close combat roll, please.
1 6.
Yeah, you drop you kick him in the side of the leg, and it just kind of takes him out as Rita forces him to the ground and just punches him in the face and knocks him out cold.
Nice.
Now can we do the guillotine?
Of course we can do the guillotine. She'll grab arm. I have no idea how to do a guillotine.
So he's going to launch her up in the air.
Oh, okay.
And then just expect her to come down with like the people's elbow or the knee or whatever she wants.
Oh, yes. This is probably actually very cool. I picture like the rain is like pouring down. And so she's like doing like a slow run that actually picks up speed. And her like pinstripe skirts and her apron are like totally soaked. And she goes and they're flying and there's water flying everywhere. And she's going to try and land on one and not just totally wreck herself.
Yeah.
As you hit the apex of your leap, does lightning come down and strike behind you and like kind of like light up the background?
I didn't want to take control of the story that much, but yeah.
I mean, I think you have to. I mean, it seems like that type of moment.
There's like a volcano in the distance erupting too.
I just picture the one strand of hair has come out of your bun, and like is like that one strand that comes out, and you just push it back as you get up.
Incredible.
Awesome.
Do I need to make an attack, or are we just gonna?
No, I'm just gonna let you do it because it's just too epic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you two both also kind of hear some sort of voices from the root cellar that does not sound natural.
Really, we leave them alone for 2 seconds, and as she says that, she fixes that little hair that escaped.
You're pretty awesome.
She's gonna pick up Claire and hand it to you.
Thank you. You want a drink before we go down? Maybe a wee pint?
She's gonna take your glass and.
Oh, come on! Not again!
You offered, and she'll primly walk towards the root cellar.
He'll go kind of pick up his hat, which is kind of mud covered in his jacket, and put it on. Picking up Claire, he goes down into the cellar, thinking longingly about the taste of alcohol that is drifting forever from his memory.
Yeah. So you see Lydia, Alexander, and Carl, and they look visibly shaken, and not like they were when you last saw them above ground.
Where's my gun? I need my gun.
Sir?
Is it in that bag again? You go digging through the doctor's bag looking for a pistol, which there is one.
Okay. Nice.
And pulls it out. Are there any more of them?
Sir?
No.
Perhaps I could hold that for you.
No, no, this is mine.
It's
a drink there, Carl.
It's at this point you notice in front of you on one of the stones, one of the stone shelves there that would hold, root vegetables and everything, sits a kind of hunched over creature with long, sharp claws and pointed teeth. And
I don't like it. Take it back.
Yeah, or out piece.
It looks at you and stares at you with these hollow eyes, and they glow kind of yellowish, and he doesn't say anything. Just keeps looking at you.
I think Lydia, with her Bible out, starts confidently, shoulders back, not trying to, not showing fear because she's not afraid. Keep walking and reading reading verses from the book.
Is this a troll?
This is not. This would be a revenant. That's what you would know as a revenant.
Cool.
So yeah, she's slowly approaching while reading, and
Can I also shoot it?
If you would like, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, give me some sort of close combat roll.
Sorry. Oh, it'd be ranged, wouldn't it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, ranged attack. Yeah.
I mean, depending on how you're using it.
Unless that's Lydia, you're reading. I don't want to steal that from you.
No, go ahead. I think as she's reading, I think it's very amusing as she's like trying to do like the biblical sense of like coming up, and then all of a sudden there's a bullet that just whizzes past.
You can see that you can see as you're saying these scripture and biblical passages, it kind of leans in and kind of is trying to listen as to what you're saying.
Yeah, one success.
But then Carl comes in and shoots it, and it totally rears back, and you could tell that it's not happy. It starts flying across the room, and it goes right through you. You can feel it. It's just icy cold. Everyone, give me a fear roll again.
Thanks.
I got a success.
You got a success?
Mhm.
That's either logic or empathy.
Yeah, logic or empathy, whichever you think.
One success.
Okay. You got one success. Alexander got one success. Carl, what did you get? Got 0? All right, Carl, you get your third emotional condition, which would be angry. Rita, you get the frightened. Carl, you actually feel your dark secret just kind of come to the surface and become even more prominent as he, kind of flows through you. Lydia, did you get a success?
I did.
You did.
Okay,
So
I got one.
Yeah. Rita, yeah. So Rita, you would just get the frightened, I guess, condition, and then it just kind of miraculously disappears.
Where did it go? Did I kill it? I want to kill that thing. It's the worst.
No, you didn't kill it.
You cannot kill what eternal lies.
Well, let's find it so I can kill it.
So obviously it's not physical, therefore you cannot kill it, as it went straight through me without hurting me.
Yeah, but shoot it.
Weren't we down here to dig up a body? It's kind
Why
of
dig up a body when we can just consecrate the ground?
Right. Yes.
okay.
And she goes back to reading her book and just sort of ignoring the rest of the group.
Okay. So is that what you're trying to accomplish? Is consecrating the ground that? Okay. Yeah. What does that look like? Tell me a little bit about how that looks.
I think she's I guess where the maggots fell and like to where the revenant was. I think she's like sort of just pacing that whole area back and forth, reading out loud scriptures. I'm gonna say she probably has some coins of. I'm not Christian, so I'm trying to remember what they are. The coins, like the little like gold coins that you stick in the ground that you help consecrate the lands. And
Okay.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I know. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw some ghost hunting show once that did it, so that's all I know.
Probably on Supernatural at one point too.
While you're doing that, you can feel the wind pick up, and you can hear it start to howl. And while the wind is picking up and howling, you hear Oscar's voice kind of mix in with the wind and the howling, and it says you can hear I should not only loved dreaming.
And I think as the wind picks up and the voices get louder, Lydia actually gets louder. Like, she's not an angry woman at all. Like, you never hear her raise her voice, but in this moment, her voice is strong. Her everything about her is loud and taking presence in this area. She's trying to dominate past these winds.
Excellent. You consecrate the ground, which just happens to be where Oscar was buried, and all of a sudden everything just goes completely quiet, and you just hear crickets in the background, and everything is just super normal as it probably should be for a fall evening, and you can almost see the sun poking up a little bit because it's been quite a long night this evening, and you all get up out of the root cellar. As you do, you see Father Nils and Jonathan, and they're kind of picking themselves up off of the ground, and Jonathan's holding his jaw, and Father Nils is also quite some pain. He kind of stumbles up on one knee and then realizes that he's in much more pain than he probably should be for some reason. They have no idea kind of how they got there, to be honest.
I like this bar. We should come back again.
Only if you're buying.
Yeah, and pretty much you solved the mystery as to why this inn was haunted.
Oh,
But we didn't deal with Sammy yet. We need to have a conversation with Sammy about his child rearing skills.
No kidding.
I think with every great investigation, you have to leave lots of threads so that it comes back in the sequel.
Right. Well, I mean, there has to be a Vaesen SVU unit that's going to come out and take care of that for
No
us,
kidding.
or something like that.
Kind of clean up the mess afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the NPCs have no recollection of falling asleep or anything. They just all kind of come to. You all kind of get into a carriage and go back to your headquarters. And that's. But you want to talk to Sammy?
We never.
No, we don't
thought
have to talk. We don't have to do that. I agree. We could leave it for the sequel. But Carl needs to come back to himself really quick, I think.
Oh, sure.
Realize he's got a gun in his hand.
Oh, okay,
You're like-
absolutely.
What am I doing with this? Rita, have you been handing me things again? You know I don't like to be handed things.
And he'll throw the gun down on the ground.
So sorry. She'll quickly pick that up and put that in her apron. Yes, it's where people keep guns. They don't have a holster.
Nice. What does Alexander do with the? I'll each give you a kind of a closing out scene if you want. I'm trying to.
the wrap up scene.
Yeah, let's kind of do a little wrap up montage.
So I guess she said that the last entry of the diary was that she was like in the stables. So I probably before we leave, poke around and see if I can find any of those letters or something from Piri, just to put in the societies
To try to, would you give them to Sophia? Is that what you're trying to?
No, I would give them to Rita actually, because she's going to be the one that saves us. So I'm looking for information hey, I found these. These might help in the future. And I also feel bad that we never saw the show. So she must be pretty depressed that she put on the show and no one came. Yeah, no, she's
definitely waiting for folks to come watch the show, which is too bad.
Welcome to Nordic streaming.
What is Orla doing at this point as he comes out of the root cellar and is taking account of the folks that he kind of helped knock out?
Oh, Orla?
Yeah.
Orla kind of walks through the mud and picks up a half-smoked cigarette, lighting it up in his mouth, while also pulling out a glass of a little bit of whiskey he's been holding onto in his pocket. Swigging it down, he looks over at the horizon, kind of the wind blowing through his hair, and kind of his wet, bare chest is kind of gleaming with this sort of vibrance that only a 66-year-old can have. And he wonders if maybe he'll be able to love again and the curse will end.
Nice. Lydia, what would you like for what are you doing for an end scene, I guess?
I think as Lydia comes out, she's sort of just, placing her Bible back into one of her pockets and pulls out a piece of parchment and a quill and writes a quick note for Sammy, stating that things should be a lot more quieter here now with the spirits have passed on, and leaves just a little bit of money in that note for their drinks and just a little bit of a tip, and be like, hopefully there's better sleep ahead for you and then like writes another letter to Sophia, being like, "Follow your dreams. However, the ones that you had recently have changed."
Nice.
And just that.
All right, Rita,
So
your scene.
yeah, so Rita is following Carl up, and she looks a little ashamed because she just got scolded about a gun that wasn't her fault. And she gets up, she'll fix that one stray hair that fell out of her bun again, and she'll look over to see Orlo in his shirtless glory, smoking and drinking. And she'll sigh, roll her eyes, and give him like a half-fun smile and say, "Orla, put on a shirt."
Nice. And that is the end of the Dance of Dreams. And I appreciate everyone that tuned in and watched this session. Thank you to everyone that thank you to all of you for being awesome players for this session. I'm glad that we were able
Nope.
He's gone!
Did someone do that? Who did that?
He's like, "I'm gone. I'm out. Bye. Peace.
We get to close out the
We have the power."
Yeah. So thank you for coming to Victory Condition Gaming.
Yeah, I don't know.
There he is.
I don't know what happened there, but I want to thank everyone for being a part of this session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you, like I said, if you haven't picked up Vaesen yet, you should definitely do it. Let me. It's a beautiful book. It's one of probably my. I love all of Free League's books, but man, this book is just gorgeous.
You have to pick a favorite.
Oh man, the quality of this book is just, and it's just got spectacular art. It's spectacular, quality. Also, while we were streaming, they did announce the Ennies. Let's talk a little bit about that. We've got some breaking news. I want to say congratulations to Free League and to Stockholm Cartel. They won. Morgan, they won what? Morkborg not only won the gold Ennie for best layout and design, they also won it for best writing. If I'm not mistaken, is that
I
correct?
just copy pasted everything.
Oh, you just copied and pasted. It's all in there. Okay.
It's all in the group chat.
Congratulations, fan favorite publisher. Was that an award too?
Yep.
Wow. Free League Publishing also won that. Best game, the Silver Ennie went to Morkborg as well. Morkborg just sweeping up the awards this year. And so congratulations yet again to the folks behind that game, which is also published by Free League Publishing. Best game, the gold Ennie went to Alien the Role-Playing Game. I am so excited. Like, there is
really good.
So
It is really good.
Yeah.
So much love. I didn't even bring my copy of my book down here. I'm so excited that thank you to everyone that voted. Thank you for
Oh, there we go. There it
for
is.
making it. That game is just one of my all-time favorites. If you haven't picked up a copy of that, you should definitely pick up a copy of that. Eric, did you have copies of that at your store? No, I'm putting Eric on the spot. He's on mute.
I've got Tales from the Loop, and I've got Coriolis, and that is it right now.
That's it. But you've had copies of Alien though.
Yes.
We did. Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
It's just I love it. If you love that Alien theme, I think it just creates that great feel of everything that you love about, especially Alien and Aliens, those movies. Congratulations to the Free League team on that, and especially Andrew E.C. Gaska, who wrote a lot of that, and of course Thomas Arenstam. Great job. Product of the year. This is a big one, folks. Gold Ennie for Product of the Year. Morkborg. What is that? 3 gold Ennies and a silver?
Yeah, they
is
really
that-
cleaned up.
Because they were up for 4 awards, and they got 3 golds and 1 silver. I mean, it's just a phenomenal book. And again, I didn't bring it over, but it is available on DriveThruRPG. I'm going to tell you that right now. All these games are available on DriveThruRPG. Morkborg is one of those games where the physical copy of the book is just so outstanding that, yeah, the PDF is nice, but you really, that book is just unreal. And it's so nice to see this book have the success that it did. We had copies of it at Gamma Expo for retailers to take a look at, and I'll tell you what, it was probably the one product that people just would come over to the table and be like, "What's that?" It immediately just gets folks' attentions, and it makes you want to pick it up as soon as you see it. And I'm really excited. Congratulations to Johan and the whole folks behind Morkborg, and yeah, thank you to everybody that's watching this, that voted and that is a fan of our games. If you like this actual play and everything, please hit the like and the subscribe button down below. Especially hit that little bell notification. You'll get notified every single time we go live. We've got some really fun things planned for this YouTube channel in the coming weeks. So please hit the subscribe button, because we would love to have you be a part of it. I know I really didn't get a chance to showcase the comments, but we will showcase the comments as we go along in future sessions. So thank you everybody that was in the chat, and thank you. I know some of the players were in there and we're chatting with folks as well. So thank you so much for being a part of that. GMing and trying to broadcast at the same time is a little tricky, so I appreciate everybody giving those folks attention. I'm going to tell you, go check out freelypublishing.com. Pick up any of the games that you're interested in. I don't think they haven't made a game that I haven't loved. So definitely give them a shout out, or give them a purchase. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Morgan. And of course, thank you to everyone that tuned in and watched us live and are watching us after the fact. We will see you all tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, when we play Hope's Last Stand, a exclusive scenario from Dave Samark from the Effect Podcast. We're excited to bring that to you for day 3 of Gen Con and our last session for Gen Con Online 2020. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.